Welcome to the download. We have Austin Walker, our Vice President of Public Policy at the St. Louis Regional Chamber with us, and he is going to talk about Medicaid expansion. Welcome, Austin.
Thanks, Tabitha.
So Austin, tell us, what is Medicaid expansion and why is it important for the Chamber?
Yeah, sure. So let me first start off with, what Medicaid really is, right? Medicaid's authorized under the Social Security Act and was signed into law in 1965 alongside Medicare. So, every state and territory, including District of Columbia, have programs designed to provide healthcare coverage for low-income people. And so although the federal government establishes certain parameters for all states to follow, each state does it a little bit differently, resulting in variations in Medicaid coverage across the country. So fast forward to January of 2014, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, aka the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare, allowed for states to expand their Medicaid programs to serve adults earning up to 138% of the federal poverty level. So the federal government will actually pay 90% of the cost for the expansion population, with states covering 10% of the cost. So, again, there's some variation among states and, how it's been implemented, but 37 states have chosen to expand and 14 states have not, including Missouri. And their Medicaid program is known as Missouri HealthNet. But Missouri expansion has been an important part of the Regional Chamber's public policy agenda since 2013. We've been supporting expansion because business growth is about workforce and businesses need healthy employees. So we've got a number of principles that we look at when we consider public policy, and we've got an agenda, but there's principles behind that agenda. And there's a healthcare principle in particular, that talks about employers and employees valuing the availability of healthcare within the St. Louis region, in that, the Chamber supports full and affordable and comprehensive access to healthcare insurance and a robust healthcare system that protects the interests of the business community while also addressing the needs of patients, providers, and payers.
Got it. So talk to me about Amendment 2.
Yeah, so
why Amendment 2 is important.
Yeah, Amendment 2 is very important. So Amendment 2 is on the August 4th, 2020 ballot. And that would expand Medicaid eligibility in Missouri to adults that are 19 years or older and younger than 65, whose income is 133% the federal poverty level or below, which would effectively expand Medicaid to those with incomes at or below 138% of the federal poverty level under the Affordable Care Act. So it also prohibits any additional restrictions or requirements for the expanded population to qualify for Medicaid coverage than for populations that qualify for Medicaid coverage now. And it requires the state to seek maximum federal funding for expansion. So a yes vote will amend the Missouri Constitution to adopt Medicaid expansion. And this vote, we think is the best thing that everybody can do, especially right now, to support hospitals, doctors, nurses, and support our economy as we fight the pandemic.
So how does this help the business community?
Yeah, well, this is important for a number of reasons. And like I said, we've supported it for 7 years because, of the effects this will have on the community. Our friends at Missouri Foundation for Health have put out a lot of really good numbers, that help paint a picture of what this actually looks like in Missouri. And, currently in Missouri, parents can only qualify for Medicaid if their income's less than $5,550 a year for a family of 4. So now with expansion, an individual who makes up to $18,000 would be eligible. And so, currently in Missouri, you've got a little over 500,000 Missourians that don't have health care insurance at all. Most make too much money to qualify for Medicaid, but don't make enough money to afford private insurance, and they're not offered coverage through their jobs. But with expansion, you've got approximately 230,000 people that are expected to gain health insurance through Mo HealthNet. So this creates, more than 16,000 new jobs in Missouri each year. That expansion's in place, providing a needed step towards helping our state's recovery, protects hospitals from devastating budget cuts, as we're kind of seeing, brings in billions of dollars every year in federal funding to our state that goes elsewhere. And it saves up to 700 lives a year, which is huge. And, for the state's economy, we're really looking for, the benefits there, as well. Missouri is one of only a handful of states not to expand. And it just makes it harder to recruit businesses here. Medicaid expansion would bring in about a $2.5 billion increase in economic output, $1.6 billion in increase for the state's GDP. There's a $1.1 billion increase in personal income, and 79% of those new jobs are actually created outside of the healthcare industry. Healthier people means more economic growth, building wealth and creating jobs. And healthy employees and families are good for business. So there's also, I mentioned, Tabitha, just a benefit to the state budget as well, because the federal government would pay 90% of new Medicaid expansion enrollees. And so, you know, the data from a number of respected organizations shows that the state would actually be saving money over time. You know, fiscal responsibility is something that, you know, our members care about at the chamber, and taxpayers, you know, as well in the community, and businesses are taxpayers after all, but this is the right thing to do. It's good for our economy, no matter how you look at it. You know, Medicaid expansion in Missouri just makes sense.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win
Really
for everyone.
Awesome. So, okay, so Austin, if people want to know more about Medicaid expansion, or if they need resources to provide their employees with additional information, who do they reach out to?
Yeah, I think the chamber is a great place to reach out to, especially if you're a business and you're looking to give more information to your employees about, you know, what Medicaid expansion is all about and what you can do to contribute. You could visit our website at www.stlregionalchamber.com.
Awesome. And we'll put all those links in the blog post too. Thank you, Austin.
Awesome.
Appreciate your time.
Tabitha. I appreciate it. Take care.
Bye. Hold on. Yes.